Finally! It took forever.
That took literally forever. Alright, will you pop out chat for me?
Oh yeah, right, chat.
Chat in new
no,
window.
I can hear myself. No, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, there you go.
Oh, who doesn't want double Ricky? One Ricky, 2 Rickies, 20 Rickies.
Oh boy! Please no.
Just copy paste like your audio and like your webcam like 20 times, and put them in all kinds of random places.
Do you want me to do that?
No, that's absolutely bad. Hello, lovely humans of the internet. My name is Dr. Wiley, and I am your host, together with my lovely friend Ricky, aka Thiefbug, who's on the lower side on the right of the screen. Yeah, the other guy. You know what I'm talking about. I'm a bit tired.
The other guy. We're both tired.
My brain is running at like 2%. I have big ape brain. Today we're going to look at a couple of interesting little tidbits that have been coming out. Some news about some weird little Switch updates, a weird new mobile game that's apparently coming from Nintendo, some new strategies that are found in Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, and also some new records in both Ocarina of Time and Skyward Sword. And we're going to start off with the Skyward Sword one, which is the new any % record by Gymnast.
No.
If I'm right. Yeah, right. Am I right?
No.
No? Oh, no, wait, it wasn't Gymnast.
You hold on. Okay, let's check, because that thing changes on like a daily basis.
No, it wasn't Gymnast.
It's SVA as far as I know.
Oh yeah, SVA was it? No, I just read it wrong, because it says in the upper right corner, world record is 2:17 by Gymnast.
Yeah, that's that's SVA's layout. He always puts the world record time on like the top of the screen. But
that explains it.
I mean, it's SVA again.
Yeah, because let me go to the leaderboards real quick. SAPay. No, that's wrong. Speedrun.com. Let me see, because what has it been like a neck-on-neck race between them?
It's been between a couple of people, I think. Well, actually, not entirely sure.
Let me have a little look. All right.
Not entirely.
This record was achieved 3 days ago on the Japanese NTSC Wii version.
Yes.
And he's on. Oh, SVA is Japanese. I didn't know that.
He's actually Japanese. And
you don't see a lot of Japanese people on the leaderboards, to be honest.
No, you don't. And usually, if you see someone, it's SVA. It doesn't matter which Zelda game, which 3D Zelda game. If it's Japanese, it's SVA. That dude had records in literally every 3D Zelda game already. And now there is Skyward Sword as well. He had the world record in Ocarina of Time 100% already. In Ocarina of Time any percent as far as I know. He had it in Majora's Mask any percent. He had it in Wind Waker. He had it in Twilight Princess for as far as I know. And now he has it in Skyward Sword. And he actively runs Breath of the Wild. I don't know how this dude's doing that.
Where does he get the time from? My lord, he's running every game known to man.
And he's good at all of them.
My god. Japanese people, I guess. But by the looks of it, it has been a bit of... Oh yeah, I mean, the top 20 people have been basically in a race together, because... they've all had new, like the top 20 times in any % for Skyward Sword have all been made in the past 30 days. Oh. So they are actively going for the top.
Wow, hold on. Yeah, you're right. But it's crazy. Like, this game all of a sudden has 45 contestants technically.
Yeah,
and
it's like
before it was like, how many? 10 maximum.
There's so many people in a race for it now. Like, Demon got 3rd in terms of any % like 2 days ago.
Yeah, but Demon learned it like what, 1.5 weeks ago? I remember him learning everything on stream just a couple of days back.
That's impressive that he got like 3rd on any % already. Then
he's the European SVA.
Him.
He doesn't have world record. He didn't have world records in Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, but he has very good times there. But I think he has the world record in Wind Waker SD. He has it in Twilight Princess SD, and you can see his Skyward Sword time. So
Yeah, I bet if he just learned it like a week ago, basically, I bet he will beat SVA's record quite soon. Then he must.
there's also Gymnast.
Yeah, I
so many
mean, we'll get to Gymnast in a second. We got a little tad bit from Gymnast, a new little glitch guide that he posted.
Yep.
Which is a new trick which he uses to skip another part of the game. And I bet SVA has been using the new Skyward Sword tricks that have been found as well with the back in time. And setting the flags for certain events so you can skip certain events.
Yeah, you have
He has
to,
been
otherwise you
doing that.
can't
Yeah.
go down to 2 hours.
Yeah, I bet he's been using that heavily. But I'm not sure if he has... when did... Let me check real quick when Gymnast released that guide. That new skip that he found
3 weeks ago?
Then it is very likely that 3 weeks. Let me see.
Or was it 4 weeks?
No. He posted this the 17th of June.
Oh,
So
you're
there's-
talking about that one. I thought you meant like when RBM was discovered.
No, not RBM. It's just like the new RBM trick that he found
Oh, I gotcha.
for the water basin skip. We'll
Yeah,
get
no,
to
that's
that in a
new.
second. We usually do glitches at the end of the stream, so stick around and we'll show off that little glitch and explain kind of what's happening there. But that was posted on the 17th of June, my birthday. Ooh, what a good birthday present, Gymnast. So I bet that SVA, since he got the record 3 days ago, hasn't used that skip.
No, he
So
hasn't.
it
I'm
could
pretty
be
sure he
that-
hasn't.
Gymnast comes around the corner within now and probably a couple of days, and if he just does all the other things quite well and then uses the new water basin skip that he found, then he will instantly snatch world record again.
This game is going up and down. This is
Yeah,
so
this is
crazy.
getting like the Wind Waker HD treatment, kind of.
Yeah, pretty
New
much.
tricks and new things are being found again, and all of a sudden there's like a boom of life into the game in terms of speedrunning, and all of a sudden world records are set day after day after day.
Yeah, but luckily it's not like it was with Wind Waker, because the moment Item Slide was found in Wind Waker HD, no one played SD anymore. No one even touched the
Yeah.
GameCube version anymore.
Well, I kind of understand it though. Like, I've heard Linkus, for the people who don't know, is a very big Wind Waker HD streamer and speedruns it a lot. He also said that thanks to item sliding, HD just became so much more fun than SD.
Can't blame him.
I mean, I get it. It's whack as hell, so I can understand why it's so much fun. And I understand why he was like, better do HD from now on. Or, like, get into HD and screw SD.
I mean,
I think he only does SD every now and then just for fun, not really serious.
I don't know. I like the thing with HD is that before item sliding was found, the HD speedrun relied on getting the swift sale as soon as possible. And I think there is like a 15-20% chance of getting the swift sale in like the auction and windfall. So you had to, like, optimally you got it first try so you could sail faster. Amazing. That game was so boring before item slide was found.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just very RNG heavy, and people have a hatred towards RNG.
You still
Which
have
I
to
totally
sail
get.
for 3 years during a run.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as it used to be, at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it at least sped up the game. I mean, what is Wind Waker HD at now? Like, sub 1 hour, if I remember correct?
Yes, because of barrier skip. Barrier
Yeah.
skip and, hookshot skip, I think. So, yeah, but I was already around at the time when Wind Waker on the GameCube didn't even have super swimming, and boy was this game long.
Good way to date yourself, Ricky.
No, seriously, the Wind Waker run back then was over 8 hours.
Oh my god. And it's 54 minutes now. Like, oh my god. The amount of time that was cut on that run as well. I'm really curious how fast, now that, like, they found with RBA it's called, right?
Wait, you mean RBM?
RBM, I mean, thank you. Now that RBM is found, I'm really curious how fast this game, like the 90% of this game, will be sub 2 hour and sub 1 hour, maybe even at some point. Because this is a point where it can get, well, it's already going like Lightning McQueen fast.
Yeah, they just gotta find the values, and they're just a couple of weeks in. They just, like, really, they just gotta find the values. That's all they gotta do. Find the values, flip the bits, done.
Yeah, because this trick is only like the consensus of this trick is only 3 weeks old by now. Yeah, like you already mentioned.
Three.
So they're just like getting into it. This is just like scratching the surface.
This is gonna go so crazy.
Oh yeah. This, ladies and gentlemen, this will come back in later podcasts. I can promise you, Skyward Sword will be mentioned more.
Expect this every week.
Expecto Patronum. Sorry, I just thought of Harry Potter as soon as you said that. Alright, that's a good segue, I would say, to go on to our next 2 world records in Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
A new 100% record, which is the first one in 7 months, right?
Yeah, but first we're gonna cover the All Dungeons record.
And the All Dungeons record, exactly. Let's first do All Dungeons, which is by a runner you don't know, right? Which, I mean,
I'm such
for
an
the
old
viewers
boy.
who watch these streams more often, this is not a surprise that Ricky doesn't know who the person is.
That's so sad. I'm a speedrunner, and then I look at like who got the record, and I'm like, who's this?
Who is Zudu?
Know. Who is Zudu? I've never heard of Zudu. Who is Zudu?
I've never heard of Zudu myself as well,
see,
so I ain't blaming you.
Ocarina of Time.
Let me see. What has even been happening in Ocarina of Time? Because when was the last All Dungeons here? All Dungeons.
What? He's American.
Yeah, he's American.
What else is he running?
Check his profile, find out what he's running.
Yeah.
The time was improved by only 21 seconds. And it's now down to 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 20 seconds. And the record was done 4 days ago, the run. And the last one before that, which was from Real Time Attack 64, is 3 months old, the last world record time, which only improved by 5 seconds. So this game isn't running nowhere near the same speed as Skyward Sword is.
Yeah, no, but game...
OOT has been, like, screwed over too many times already.
This game is a little older than Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
maybe?
This game has been torn apart 50 times over already. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm actually quite surprised that this got a new record. Because as far as I remember, this is fairly optimized, or like was fairly optimized already. Oh yeah, right, 1.0 version. So this is a trick you might not have seen before, because it got patched in previous ones, in later ones. Actually quite surprised about that. What?
The fuck? Why? I haven't seen... He's the last person who had a good time on N64 Japanese.
Yeah.
He was 8 months ago. So he's the first in 8 months' time that actually did like an N64 run of the game that was actually worthwhile.
Oh, wait, what?
Because, like, number
Oh,
one
yeah, you're
is
right.
Japanese NTSC N64. Before that, Wii Virtual Console, Wii Virtual Console, Wii Virtual Console, Wii Virtual Console. And then at number 6, Fig 02, 8 months ago, another N64 NTSC Japanese run.
Okay, this
So
confuses
he
me.
also so he also grabbed the record with N64 instead of Virtual Console.
What was discovered again that Virtual Console got faster again? And why is he doing N64? I don't get
I was
it.
about to say N6 like Virtual Console should be faster, right? Or preferred for some reason at least.
Not necessarily. The thing with N64 is that you can play on the only 1.1 version. So there are tricks like the one that I mentioned before, where you can like clip under the ground in bottom of the well. Those don't work anymore on the Virtual Console version. And for example, the eyeball frog timer wrong warp to the credits, which is used in the N64 All Dungeons run, does not work on Virtual Console as far as I remember. So you have to use... Oh, collapse skip was discovered, I think. That must have been the reason.
Let me Google that real quick.
I'm actually not sure whether they did. Hold on, let me check.
Let me see. Collapse skip.
Whether they did. No, they didn't. What? They did a Dodongo wrong warp with Ferrar's Wind. I don't understand this game anymore.
I don't know which collapse skip you're talking about, but I can find footage of like a collapse skip.
Yeah,
New, like OOT new collapse skip setup from like 2015.
Yeah, I mean collapse skip. The old collapse skip from 15 was super hard.
And even a new one from ZFG here from 2018, which was posted 11 months ago on Reddit.
I mean, collapse
Really?
skip is used in 100% nowadays, but apparently that was not used there.
Well, it could also be that he just like optimized his run more, because it's not like a gigantic difference. 20 seconds on a 1 hour and 18-minute run. It's not like we're shaving off minutes here. So it can't like, I don't think it's like a brand new trick.
No, I think maybe the difference, maybe there just is no difference. I really thought N64 was the way to go with all dungeons up until now. Turns out, apparently it wasn't, or it is. I don't know. I don't know.
How weird. Alright, let me answer chat real quick. I really want to get Skyward Sword, but I still think there's a chance it will be remade on the Switch in a few years. I would wait for it. Really high chance that it will be remade. Henry, a similar trick was done by Maddie333 to get under the castle in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, they got some crazy stuff in Breath of the Wild nowadays as well. If you watched the recent video on the channel about the Great Plateau, you'll see some of the crazy new tricks that have been introduced into the game. Unfortunately, the sequel isn't under the castle in Vanilla Breath of the Wild. What there is down is invisible water and a lot of light. I don't know exactly what you're talking about there. Hello Holden Dude, hello Marijn, hello Henry, hello NVD Spa, hello Reigns, hello Espre, welcome to the stream, you lovelies. Alright, so yeah, not a massive time improvement. Personally, I just think optimization.
There's a good
really
chance for
trick.
that, yeah.
It's at least interesting to see that somebody is running the game again and actually getting like a record on N64. It's been a long time since we've seen that.
Yeah, ever since collapse skip, and I mean, what was it? What was it exactly? There was a trick. Oh no, the rule set changed. Now I remember. Or was it? No, I don't remember. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. There is something with Ferrar's Wind on B that wasn't exactly allowed as far as I remember, which is now allowed. At least that was the case with 100%, or it's faster, or something's really weird there. I don't really remember. But over time, over the course of last year, Virtual Console became the way to go to play Ocarina of Time when it came to speedrunning. It suddenly got faster in like every category.
Yeah, if you just look at like the leaderboards of Ocarina of Time, in every category, you just see Wii Virtual Console everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere. But there was also another world record in Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
The 100%, which was broken for the first time in 8 freaking months by ZFG.
It's crazy how optimized this is already. Like, by looking at it, that he needed 8 months to beat his own time. 8 months of constant attempts, of constant practice, and he messed up there. Nice. I skipped forward to a part where he messes up. Oh, that's amazing. Like 8 months to improve by what? Oh, he improved actually by over a minute. Interesting. But still, Jesus.
Oh yeah, it was quite a big time improvement because the old time was by Marco, who had 3 hours, 58 minutes, and 28 seconds.
No. Marco always had the second time. Like, he was always second place. CFG hasn't been beaten since 2014 or something.
Oh, shit. What was his previous time before that, then?
253.33.
Oh, so that's a little bit more than a minute.
Yes.
Damn.
But, yeah, CFG's... he's got such stamina with this game. I think he's been running it non-stop for, like, 5 years now? Running nothing else.
I mean, it's already impressive that, like, because you gotta remember, back, like, for example, if you look at runs that are 4 to 6 years old, 7 years old, like, really early runs, they were, like, between 8 and 10 hours, and now they're already at sub 4. And ZFG must have played a gigantic role in that. Must have.
Yeah, that was, like I said, that was the change from Virtual Console, from N64 to Virtual Console.
Yeah, I can already see a lot of the older times have more N64 in it. And all the recent... Yeah, the top 12 records for 100% OOT are all Virtual Console.
Yes, yeah.
All of them.
It used to be N64 1.1 or 1.0, but eventually people figured out how to, like, equip swap Big Pose and like how to properly use Ferror's Wind. It got rerouted entirely, and now it's so much faster. But the category's gotten so crazy. And it's just skipping forward a little bit. You see, there is always Ferror's Wind and B. Like, for half of the run, always Ferror's Wind and B, and you're always just using Deku Sticks to actually attack. So, this game is broken.
Yeah, fucking clearly. I can see that. Clear as day. My lord.
I mean,
It's
even
like Ferror's Wind on B's already said enough.
Yeah, I mean, just the trick that it's gonna show in like a couple of seconds. What is this game? Why do you work? How do you even properly operate?
Hey Ricky, want to get back into Ocarina of Time speedrunning?
It's actually quite nice. At 5-hour runs. What even happened there? You'll see in a second. He collected the token while not collecting it.
This game is so broken, my
And now
lord.
he's gonna grab the token because he loaded it, and this gives him an extreme amount of negative Y velocity, which makes him fly upwards. Because reasons.
I didn't know N64 had hookshot jumps.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's freaking crazy. This, like I said, this entire run is just...
I thought hookshot jump was just like a OOT 3D trick.
No,
I've
it's
seen
not.
way more in OOT 3D at least.
Yeah, it's seen way more, but it does exist in this game. It's more convenient in OOT 3D though.
Yeah. As far as I can see in OOT 3D, it's ridiculously easy to pull off. Like with a little bit of practice, you can do it basically. Not everywhere, but at least perform it.
Yeah, in 3D it's fairly easy. Oh yeah, right. Another reason why Virtual Console got better, I'm actually gonna skip forward to that part right now. If I can find it, that is. Here. The B button is once again a little different. Maybe I should...
For all the lovelies who are in chat saying, hello Shino, thank you for coming, lovely. For all the people who are kind of confused with some of the tricks, we don't really have the time to go into detail with every little thing that happened here because we want to talk about more things. However, if you want more information on certain tricks, runs, or whatever, you could always check out the videos on the channel because there's like a bunch on like old, new, all kinds of glitches and tricks in almost any Zelda and Mario game you can imagine, and even some other like offbeat Nintendo and like offbeat non-Nintendo games. So if you're curious about that, be sure to check the channel for more detailed explanations about certain runs, outdated and current.
I mean,
because the speedrunning scene goes way too fast for this channel, my god.
I mean, if you want a detailed explanation, I can fill an entire podcast myself with that.
I was about to say, we could just make like 1 hour videos.
I would need like a 30-minute video or an hour video to explain reverse bottle adventure and rung warping and whatnot. Like properly. Yeah, I mean, just like I said, look at just the saw on the B button, the poacher saw, which is one of the main reasons why Virtual Console turn out to be faster. Being able to put that onto the B button and allowing you to skip most of the Big Goron trait quest. Like, what? But yeah.
Insane. But there's also new stuff on the horizon, which isn't necessarily speedrun related, but is still very, very, very weird. And I don't know if you've heard about this yet. Because I sent you the podcast points, but I don't know if you've heard about it before I send it to you.
No, I haven't.
Because Nintendo has been busy with making mobile games because Pokemon Go was such a success, and even a lot of the other ones were also huge successes. And now they're bringing something new to the market. And somebody was already asking about this in chat, and now we're finally going to talk about it. Dr. Mario World, the new mobile game from Nintendo. And it's basically going to be Dr. Mario, which is some sort of a Tetris ripoff, to put it in that kind of perspective, and an easy way to explain it. That's finally coming to phone.
I want to loop this.
You want to What do you want?
Like the right when having his little stroke.
Yeah, the trailer for this stuff is also super weird. It's such a weird trailer as well.
Yeah, no, Dr. Mario isn't really for me as well, even though I've been playing lots of Tetris lately, or, well, not lately, but the last couple of weeks.
I'm not, like, I understand why they do Dr. Mario for, like, phone, though, because it's such an easy game to play on phone. Oh, it's perfect.
A certain section?
And it's coming July 10, 2019, so it's also gonna be here quite soon, which is surprising.
I've never played a Dr. Mario game. I don't know.
It's basically just like Tetris. It's like a Mario-themed Tetris with some little small differences and gimmicks here and there. It's slightly different, but it's not like major changes. I'm curious if they're gonna bring the versus mode back as well, because there was a versus mode in Dr. Mario, if I remember correctly.
Was it on NES, SNES? I don't really remember.
I don't. Well, all right. Let me Google. What was the first Dr. Mario game for? What was it on? Dr. Mario. Yeah, oh, a new Dr. Mario game. It was released for the NES.
Boy.
It was for the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, SNES, and later on the Wii. And
There is a
released in
Dr. Mario
1990.
title for the Wii.
Yeah, well, that's probably a remake of the first. Because
Okay, I
they
didn't
didn't
know
really
that.
like. They only made as far. It was originally made for the NES. That was its original thing, and later on they were just remade and imported to like later consoles, basically. Because as far as I know, they haven't made any other versions of it. Because the
Okay.
game was. I need to get like my Nintendo facts right now, or I will break my jaw here. Because it was produced by Gunpei Yokoi, which is a producer that worked at Nintendo until 1997. So the reason why there probably wasn't any new Dr. Mario game was because he left. And actually died shortly after.
Okay.
He's also the creator of. I need to really get my stuff right now. He also made one of the I think he made the first Super Mario Land, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and it contributed a lot to the Game Boy. And that's why you don't see Daisy a lot as well, because he left the company and died shortly after leaving the company because of a car crash. And then he was dead. So that's why, because Daisy was a creation of him, Dr. Mario was a creation of him, Super Mario Land was a creation of him. So that's why all of that changed so radically after he basically left.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet that's the same reason why we haven't seen Dr. Mario for years upon years upon years.
Yeah,
Because
I guess
the
that makes
original
sense.
creator and producers just isn't with the company anymore. He doesn't even live. He died. Yeah, he died October 4, 1997, at the age of 56.
Daisy was around back then already?
Yeah.
What?
Super Mario Land was the launch title for the Game Boy.
But there was no Daisy.
Yeah, the Daisy was in the first Super Mario Land game. That's where Daisy was seen for the very first time.
Are you sure about that?
I am 100% certain about that fact.
I thought Daisy was, I don't know, introduced in Super Mario Golf or something.
No. She was... Alright. I'll look it up for you. Let me go to Mario Wiki real quick. Super Mario Land is a game originally released as a launch title for the Game Boy in 1989. Unlike the Mario blah blah, it takes place in Sarasa Land. Super Mario Land also introduced the character Princess Daisy, this game's damsel in distress. Blah 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 blah. Unlike previous Super Mario games, Super Mario Land was not developed by Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo's EAD division, but by Nintendo R&D 1, with Gunpei Yokoi as guiding producer.
Huh. I didn't know that.
You learn something every day. So yeah, Dr. Mario, same story, was also made by Gunpei, and who left the company shortly after, around 1997, and didn't live long to tell the tale. Sadly enough, rest in peace, brother. Super Mario Land is a great game.
That's true.
And especially for what the Game Boy could do back then. My God.
Yes.
It was. Oh my God, it was so limited. It was a good launch title for the original Game Boy, though. But I think that's the reason why we haven't seen Dr. Mario anywhere at all.
Good chance for that. That's true. That makes sense.
And that's why Daisy ended up as just an extra female character to choose from in like sports games and stuff.
Yeah, she seemed like the I don't know, I don't want to say lackluster alternative to Peach, but now I said it.
Well, that's what she became. She could have been more than that, but it's just that Shigeru Miyamoto didn't do anything with her because she wasn't his creation.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Peach, Daisy. I mean, Daisy wasn't his thing. Peach was his creation. So of course he took that a step further. And if I remember, I'm not sure if he also made. I'll check that real quick. Meanwhile, do you want to at least? I'm interested in what they're going to do with Dr. Mario. I hope they will add the versus mode that was seen in later titles. I think they had a versus mode at later titles, at least. Take that with a grain of salt. But I'm curious what they'll do with it.
Yeah.
But Ricky, can you lead us into the next subject while I look up if Super Mario Land 2 was also made by Gunpie?
Sure. Once those motorcycles are gone. No. Yeah, there have been a couple of rumors around about the Nintendo Switch Mini. Actually, those have been around for quite some time already. But now they're actually 3D rendered prototypes and 3D rendered cases and carry bags and screen protectors and so many things. I don't know why you would want to Switch Mini though. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, like, they have to replace their handheld at some point, because, like, the 3DS is just garbage at this point. It's a good console, but it's just, like, horribly outdated. And what happened with this game, basically, is we got all kinds of renders, and the reason why we got them was because a company that wanted to promote, but the company wasn't very smart. Either the company is lying, or the person who put this on Twitter is lying. His name is Captain Alex. Never heard of the man. But he was contacted by a company in China who wants to do a brand deal of sorts with him, promoting these new Switch Mini products, showing them all off in pictures and everything. But they weren't very smart, so they didn't include any disclosure stuff, so he could just put it on Twitter, because nothing was legally bound to him that prevented him from doing so. And now this rumor has they threw some new logs on top of the fire that's called Nintendo Switch Mini rumors, and these are quite big logs, if I have to say so myself.
Yeah.
Unless it's a lie.
I mean, it does look like a little oversized smartphone from the size.
I mean, I can understand if Nintendo would do it. Like, I can understand their argument for doing it. They have to replace the 3DS.
No.
All right, then we're gonna cut the 3DS, and all of a sudden we go from selling 2 consoles to 1, and all of a sudden their console revenue is cut by half. How are we going to make up for that?
That doesn't make sense. I mean, if you have a Switch, there is, in my opinion, literally no reason to get a Switch Mini. Like, what benefit would you have?
Exactly, but the people who don't have the money for this is all right. Why was the 2DS made? If this is your argument, why was the 2DS ever made? What's the use of a 2DS?
For people with less money.
What is the use of a Switch Mini? For people with less money.
Is it certain that it's gonna be cheaper? Like, is this the selling point? Like, if the selling point is like it was with the 2DS, like, okay, it's more resistant, it's cheaper, and all that stuff, okay, then I get the point. Then that totally makes sense. But the way I see it right now is like, it's just a smaller thing, so it's easier to carry around. There is no information on whether it's going to be cheaper, whether the battery is going to last longer. That would be an argument for it.
Well, there have been speculations going around with some proof backing it, like patents and whatnot. Nintendo's already going to do a revision. That's 100% coming. It's coming at some point, when, not sure. And that's going to have, according to patents and what the Wall Street Journal found, was bigger screen, more battery life. That's the plan, and like a better screen, a more power efficient screen.
Which makes sense.
So they can increase battery life while also increasing the screen size. So like the black bezels you see now on a Switch are going to be full screen. That's all going to be screen. And for the Switch Mini, if I remember correctly, there was also a patent filed.
Okay.
And the plan with that and that's kind of where the plan of it's going to be a cheaper version came from those patents.
Okay.
And that's also what the Wall Street Journal and a couple of other finance/stock related websites speculated about, that they will release a cheaper version that's going to be handheld only, and you can't take the Joy-Cons off because there are no Joy-Cons on it. It's gonna be like a smaller version of the Switch that can't go on HDMI and doesn't have like Joy-Cons that you can take off.
So it's
and
like
it's probably
full portable Switch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that making sense.
And
Like,
they're
if you-
gonna probably cut it to 200 USD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in that case, I can see it making sense, actually. Especially if you travel a lot. Like, if you travel a lot, you don't have a whole lot of money. Maybe if the battery life is also a little better, let's say the screen's a little weaker, like, or just as strong as on the original Switch with 720p output. I can totally see that making sense then.
Oh yeah, it's the chance of it becoming 720p is like gigantic. I'm 100% certain that it will be 720. Because otherwise, how? The thing is not gonna run 1080
No,
unless
no.
unless Nvidia comes around with a new chip, but then it's not gonna be 200.
It's not gonna, like, it wouldn't even make sense. I mean, sure, most mobile screens can do up to 1440p or even 4K, but that's a whole different purpose. Like, a mobile phone has a different purpose.
Yeah, a mobile phone, like putting it on like an architecture that's supposed to run video games as opposed to running something low effort like Android, it's like a world of difference. Come on.
Yeah.
If you would take Breath of the Wild, for example, grab an Android phone and somehow cram Breath of the Wild to like function borderline, basically, like at least function on an Android phone, it would start up and it would instantly destroy your phone, basically, because the architecture of Android is just garbage. Even iOS, which is better at running games, wouldn't be able to run something like Breath of the Wild. It's just like the architecture is way more demanding. Just how the system runs in general, it just wouldn't be able to do it. If you would take like a smartphone and run like a custom architecture on it that was made and optimized for running games, that's a completely different story.
Even then, phones wouldn't be able to deal with it. No way. No way.
Yeah, I mean, they have the CPU power, they have the RAM, but they don't have the graphical capabilities.
Yes,
still.
exactly.
The graphics are nowhere near like the graphics. The integrated graphics card is nowhere near good enough. It's too garbage. So what I personally hope for is that they will just use the X1, like the old X1 that we have in the Switch right now, for the handheld.
Yeah.
Do that 720p and sell that for 200 quid, and that they come around with a new version of the Switch, which has a new Tegra chip running on Pascal at least, bare minimum, the bigger screen and the bigger battery, and like a complete new Switch that has a lot more beef.
I mean, the question then would be, is it going to be like a PS4 and PS4 Pro, or is it going to be an entirely new system? Are there going to be exclusives for that?
I think knowing Nintendo is what after looking what they did with the Game Boy, the DS, the 3DS, and all that, like they haven't done it with home consoles, but they have done it with handhelds plenty of times.
Yeah.
They've done it with every generation of handheld. So I bet if they take the handheld route at least, which I expect, which is more likely in my opinion, they will probably go for like a Nintendo Switch Pro that just runs games better. And if you just have a normal Switch, you can still play the same games, but it will just like, because it already works with like varying resolution and stuff and frame rate, it will just adjust to that for the normal version, and the Pro will just take advantage of the higher power. And you can still play the same games on both the Pro, the normal, and the handheld.
And then you'd finally have proper 1080p for most games, or even 1440p.
I bet, knowing Nintendo, what they usually go for, I think it's more likely to see 1080p 60 FPS on everything, instead of like 1440 30. I
guess it depends on the games.
To go, fair, But overall, Nintendo goes for 60 FPS. Tons of games, they go for 60 FPS over increasing resolution.
Yes. And then there's Zelda.
Yeah, but Zelda doesn't run that well on the Switch.
Yeah, that's true. But no Zelda has ever ran at 60 FPS.
Yeah, but most Zeldas didn't run perfect on their consoles. And with Breath of the Wild, that was the case as well.
Yeah.
With the Master Sword area near the Great Deku Tree being one of the biggest problems. Even still, till this day,
Yeah,
you get
I
slowdowns
guess.
at that point. So I bet that's like their main reason for not taking that to 60. But for example, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think they could have increased the resolution and made the graphics better. Instead, they didn't and just made sure it ran like perfectly at 1080 60. So
That's true. And there is a big difference between like single player or dual player versus 4-player, where it goes down to 30 FPS, as far as I remember.
Yeah, 4-player it goes down to 30. 2-player it's still 60. 4-player it goes down to 30. 3 and 4. Then it can't sustain 60 anymore. But overall, I just seen it, and I personally like that more. To be honest, I would rather have a buttery smooth frame rate instead of higher graphics, because you can have like 4K, but if it stutters, if it's just at 30 FPS, it's still.
Yeah, no. I for Overwatch, which I don't play anymore. That was smart.
Well,
I bought a 1080p, a 144 hertz monitor. And even when I go from 144 to 60, I see stuttering. When I go from 144 to 30, I can count the frames. I don't want to ever see 30 if I don't have to.
Oh yeah, in my opinion, 30 is absolutely disgusting. If I had to choose between like 1080p, medium graphics, and ultra high, and I could run it at medium 60 FPS and ultra high 30 FPS, I will go with medium 60.
Yeah.
100%. It looks so much better. The difference between 30 FPS and 60 FPS is so much bigger than going from like medium to ultra graphics. Like the difference, like it's such an astronomical improvement to the gaming experience. I have also played like The Witcher 3, for example. I could choose between medium and ultra, and I like ultra 30 FPS and medium 60. I chose 60 all day, every day, always.
No.
It's so much better.
Easy. Like, there is always the third option. If you can't go 60 FPS in Ultra, upgrade your hardware.
Dude, bruh. Well, the current setup that I have, I can. I just need to get rid of my Wattman plugin for my AMD, because that's apparently screwing over my computer. It's a certain part of the drivers from AMD that's messed up and causes games to crash. So I need to get rid of all my drivers and download all except the Wattman one.
Ooh, this is not nice. We need Waluigi in Smash. No. I'm sorry. We really don't need Waluigi in Smash. It's a nice meme, but oh boy, no.
Frame rate has never bothered me. I think even 30 looks good. The only game I can tell the difference between 30 and 60 FPS is Mario Odyssey. Steve, I don't mean to be rude, but if you don't see the difference between 30 and 60 FPS, then either the screen you've been using is messed up, or you need to go to an eye doctor.
I mean, I didn't see the difference for the longest time as well. I mean, freaking Majora's Mask on the European version runs at 16 frames per second, and people were fine with that, so can argue about that. Apparently 24 frames per second is called a cinematic experience during video games. So there is you can prefer that, or you can say that you don't see a difference.
Hello, Heather.
But once you go 144, you don't go back.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, look up 30 versus 60 FPS on like a bunch of games, and you'll see the difference. It's like as soon as you like understand, especially especially when you start to get into games that are very high paced. For example, I'll take The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt as a good example. I played that at the highest difficulty, and my fighting style was based upon speed, rolls, and dodges. Because I did cat style, which is very, very high paced style in the game. And a lot of enemies could kill me in like 2 hits, 3 hits, and a lot of them in 1 hit even. When it comes down to games like that, and you put them at and you play them at 30 and play them at 60, how good your life becomes as soon as you switch from 30 to 60 is insane. 60. That's also why Mario Kart is at 60 FPS, because that also requires at like 200cc, especially 200cc, requires fast reflexes. So it's better to have a higher frame rate then. Same goes for shooters. That's why a lot of people who play shooters prefer 60 FPS over 30 FPS. It's like, especially when a game is high paced or requires fast reaction time, higher FPS is best. So it also kind of depends on the game you're playing. If you're playing a more slow-paced experience with a lot of pretty visuals, then you might benefit more from higher resolution instead of higher FPS. But if you're playing a game with fast-paced combat or like gameplay, for example, then almost everyone will go for higher FPS.
Yeah, that's true.
Lol, okay, I'll look it up after the stream is done. Alright, cool. Steve, by the way, Steve, I hope you didn't take that the wrong way. It's not to offend you, but I don't know, I can see like the difference between 30 and 60 within 2 seconds of watching like a preview of a game or like at an event or whatever. So it's like painfully obvious for me. But don't take that the wrong way, please. I don't want to offend you in any way. That's not how I meant it. Or I haven't played a 30 FPS game in a long time. I know that doesn't bother me at all. Well, like different strokes for different folks, as they would say. All right, let's move on to our next little thing.
Yes.
I think, Ricky, this is your bread and butter.
We can never...
I will shut up. I will shut up. This is your thing. Go.
I'm just confused. We can never talk about hardware without striving off into either graphics or FPS.
I know. This is just like the age-old conversation. So, well, let's just move on to our next little segment, which is glitches.
Yes.
And you sent me this one. So, do tell us what this is.
This is weird. I don't know how this works. Like, no, I don't want sound to that. Apparently, you can start a shield surf, unequip your shield during the shield surf, which puts you into ragdoll mode, and then it allows you to do this. Like, you fly up and can suddenly go into bullet time mode for 4 million years. Because the weird thing is, okay, so here is the thing about bullet time mode in this game. Depending on the area you're in, can you stop buffering video? That's not how you internet. That's not Twitter. Stop. No.
Twitter is so bad at loading videos. It's ridiculous.
I killed it.
No, please don't. Oh my, das niet afgespeeld werden. Oh no, you killed it. You actually killed it. I can read that. I can German 101 that. Together into Dutch. But
So,
yeah, no, continue. Tell.
There's so many languages. This is in French. My web player is in German. Oh, now it's in English. And I can't minimize it again. Okay, there we go. So what I wanted to talk about, depending on the area you're in, especially depending on the boss fight you're in, the bullet time mode has a certain speed, which is super weird. And you are not supposed to go into like bullet time mode as far as I know. Well, technically you can. No, actually you can. This video is just not loading to save its life. It's just not loading.
Just continue, it's fine.
Okay.
Well,
So let's take Windblight for example. Windblight is designed to be done in bullet time mode, right? And now you have, for example, the Thunderblight fight. And a lot of people might not notice this, but the bullet... Yo, we have a tip.
Oh, we have a tip?
I'm from Germany, Green Gaming.
Oh, how much is it? What is the message?
$1. Bye. I was not able to read it, but thank you so much. I can't. You have the page.
Oh, what? Is it in chat?
No, it's in stream elements.
Oh. Really?
Yes.
I'll look that up.
So
Continue
you
your
look up, I'll
charade.
continue explaining. So,
Yes.
the thing is, and a lot of people, I don't think really notice that, but you do notice it after you speedrun the game a couple of times. For example, when you're in the Windblight fight and you go into bullet time mode, you notice that there is actually time for you to fall down, and you can, with a normal stamina gauge, you can shoot around 3 arrows. For whatever reason, when you're, for example, in the Thunderblight fight, you're falling much slower. And you can actually shoot 4 arrows during bullet time mode with a normal stamina gauge. It makes no sense, but depending on the area you're in, your stamina gauge depletes slower. And apparently for the Calamity Ganon fight, it's super slow. Like, just look at this.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous because it's like basically he just does his little shield hop, gets into bullet time mode, shoots a bunch of arrows, gets into like second phase,
Yes.
and does the exact same thing again, like right away, and then kills it. I bet this will be insane for any percent run.
Yes, definitely. Because before you had to rely on like Twitter, please.
Yeah, put a like on this.
Before you had to rely on, I'm just gonna run like here, have Skyward Sword. Before you had to rely on Calamity Ganon RNG. But now you don't have to rely on it anymore. Like, the optimal case would be that Calamity Ganon would shoot his blast at you right away so you could reflect it and stun him immediately. And if you weren't lucky, he would run up the wall and would do all sorts of things, just not what you really want him to do. And now you can just do a shield surf, unequip it, and boom! First phase done. And maybe even second phase.
I'm really curious because now the route will have to include like a good bow and good arrows.
It already does.
Oh, well, then that's no problem.
There is so many good bows you can get in Hyrule Castle, and during the even during the fight itself. I didn't notice it during my first playthrough.
I will replay this donation, by the way. It was from Vincente, who's also a member of the channel. Thank you for that. Cheers, my man.
Damn,
who donated $1 saying, "Cheers. P.S. No Waluigi in Smash, please."
Whoa! I got
Savage.
I got fellow folk people. How do you say that? People agree with me.
Oh, people agree with you. Ah. You tried to German the hell out of that.
Yes, I tried, and then I realized that doesn't work.
No. I kind of like, I knew what you were going for and what you were trying to, like, what you meant, like, if I would have to translate it to German. Because you want to say, like, folk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, my folk. Basically. My folks. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, not everybody wants Waluigi in Smash. But yeah, this new trick in Breath of the Wild is absolutely insane. It was quite mind-boggling. I saw it on Twitter before you send it even. And then watched it again when you send it as well. Because, it's such a good topic for the podcast as well. Like,
it's
oh
actually
my God,
it's really good.
It's so stupid good. It's so stupid fast as well. Like,
yes,
because he does it in like 20 seconds flat. 30. He does it in 30 flat.
You finish the fight fairly fast. You don't have to rely on RNG anymore. This game is just weird. It's getting weirder. It's getting weirder all the time.
For the people who don't know why this game is getting weirder, check out the latest video on the channel covering the Great Plateau, where we show off a lot of the new weird glitches that you would never imagine to be in a game from 2017.
So true. So
because it's like, hey, it's 2017. Video games aren't broken, right?
We know how to keep bugs out of the game. I mean, okay, it's open world, so obviously there were gonna be bugs, but oof.
What he uses with the shield in order to get this high. I'm reading the comments on the tweet now. Is he's using a skew bounce.
Oh, that makes sense.
He posts a tutorial down below. When somebody asked how do you do that, he posted a tutorial of his doing a skew bounce. I think
Also,
it's his at least.
Keep an eye out on stream elements just in case.
I will. Oh, we got another donation 1 minute ago. Again from no, not from Vincente. From
What?
Areus. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm foreign. Bully me. Call me a filthy foreigner, please.
What?
Donating $5.61 with no message. Thank you for that
Aw.
donation, you lovely.
Thank you, though. Much
Very
appreciated.
We are dying.
We are dying.
That's not even a joke. It's like grim reality. YouTube is killing us off, and our efforts are kind of in vain. Which
Everything
hurts.
hurts, and I am dying.
And I am dead. Thank you so much for those donations, lovely.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
But that's it's really crazy that that's in the game now. My God. Fucking
But
hell.
since we're on the topic of Skyward Sword already, let us move on
Yes.
to our
Because
last...
there are more
Did I even set it up?
RPM glitches.
I don't think I said
We
it up.
already mentioned this a little bit earlier in the cast, and now we're finally getting to it. The trick that Gymnast found on the 17th of June, which will probably be used in the new upcoming record for the game, since the most recent one we covered at the start didn't use it. Could you give us a quick TLDR of what's exactly happening, Ricky?
No.
No?
No, I can't.
Really? I mean, we kind of know what's happening with RBM right now.
Oh, you mean just RBM?
Just RBM.
Oh, I thought you meant the video.
No, just RBM. Let's just start
Okay,
at the basics.
RBM. I don't know. The funny thing is, I've actually asked a couple of runners, and no one can really explain it to me.
Oh my God! Seriously, even runners can't. Oh my God.
Yeah, apparently, apparently, you can, as far my assumption was right, that you can manipulate bits, by setting certain flags in the title screen, and then you can take them over into your save file. So far, so obvious. But for whatever reason, certain actions on the title screen, have or refer to other bits in the actual game. So there is, for example, the Fire Sanctuary, which you have to do a couple of things for. You have to go to Lanairu Forest. I don't know, I butchered that. But something like that. But anyways, you're laughing.
Yeah.
If you bonk at you have to save at a certain statue, I think, which sets a bit, which then in turn interprets it on your save file as having the puzzle for the Fire Sanctuary beat. As far as I understood it, I'm not entirely sure about that, but that saves a whole lot of time. So really what you're doing is, on the title screen, you're setting a couple of flags, which will then transfer over to your current save file, which correspond to actually different flags. It makes no sense, but it makes sense. I don't know.
For a real quick TLDR of that, basically, it's manipulating the game in a way so that you can access certain flags, which are kind of like pointers like, yes, the player did this, so he can now do X. He did Y, so now we can go on to X. What the runner is doing is going sort of in the game itself, going to that little Y, that flag that he needs to set, giving it a little flick so that Y is like, oh yeah, he did the thing. And then in the save file, it's like, let me check oh yeah, Y has been checked. He did the thing. Now he can do X. And that way they can skip like huge parts and just stuff they normally have to do. Is like, who cares?
Yeah. And in runs, it actually looks like In the title screen, you shoot the head of an owl statue, and all of a sudden you have a puzzle solved. It makes it... Oh well. This game is weird.
Yeah, like we already mentioned, this game is going fast. And within now and maximum of 7 days. 7 days would be long, even in my opinion. I think within now and like 4 days, we'll probably have a new record from Gymnast using this one trick to save even more time. I'm quite sure.
Use this one trick to save even more time. Oh
People,
my god.
people in the speedrunning community use this one trick to get world records. This sounds like some sort of clickbait article or like clickbait.
Speedrunners hate him.
This one trick got Gymnast rich in 3 days. How to make $1 million in a month from Bitcoin. how to lose 20 kilos of fat in 1 hour using this one handy trick.
Oh my god.
This sounds like some weird clickbait on like a website.
It's not even. Oh my god.
But it is actually like it's not even bullshit. It's not even
actually a thing
bullcorn at all. Oh, it's true, and it hurts. It hurts because it's true.
Yep.
Oh my lord.
Oh boy.
I'm impressed by it all, though. I'm really curious. Like I said, I'm really curious where Skyward Sword's gonna be in like a year. Like, when will it be sub 2 hour? When will it be like sub 1 hour? How fast will that be? Because like the stuff they're messing around with now is like huge.
Yep. It's pretty
If they can
darn
just-
crazy, yo.
Yeah, if they can just get like just certain flags that are like can skip like gigantic things. Because have they used it yet? They have used it for cutscene skips as well, right?
Yes, they've used it for cutscene skips. They've used it for quest skips. They've used it for all sorts of things.
Oh my god.
It's weird.
Can you
I
even
mean,
imagine if they can just like skip a dungeon?
they pretty much did that already, I think. Like, not entirely, but most of Fire Sanctuary, for as far as I know. So...
Just like, oh, I can't wait for the day until they are able to skip the imprisoned fights. Oh, thank Jesus. Can't wait for that. Because those are a pain, and I bet as a runner, they're boring as hell.
Yeah. They are already skipping one for, as far as I know.
Yeah, but like all of them.
Yeah, they're doing the second
Just like
one.
the last one in order to like get like the face off with Demise, but oh no, you don't even have to be. Wait, do you have to beat the imprisoned before you fight Demise at the end with Giriam and all that? I can't remember. Yeah, all right. Then I hope they can cut it down to like that last one, and that's it.
That would be neat.
That would be amazing. My God, that would be great. Sick even.
Alrighty, I'm hungry.
I know, right? Lovelies, we have reached the end of this lovely little podcast. We've been live for 1 hour and 8 minutes, which is a bit longer than we usually do, but we had a lot to cover since we also wanted to include the other Ocarina of Time run that was broken, the 100%, because originally we would only do the all dungeons.
Objection.
Objection?
This isn't this is pretty much our usual length. We just want to keep it shorter always, and then go for over an hour.
Nah, he ain't selling me that bullcorn. Let me check that. I will fight you, my man. My mans. Let me look. How long are they usually? Oh, never mind. Nah.
I told you.
He's right. They're all like 1 hour, around the 1 hour mark. Doesn't matter. Lovely. I hope you all enjoyed this beautiful little stream with all the little updates on the glitches, speedruns, and some in general Nintendo news. Is there anything left you want to say, Ricky?
No, feed me. I'm hungry.
I am not the one that's going to do that. Lovelies, I
Damn
hope
it.
you all enjoyed, and we will see all of you next week. We started about an hour ago, and we're quitting now. Now you know our times. We do this every Wednesday. This podcast will also be up on the channel. So if you want to rewatch some parts of it, or completely, or at later dates when it's convenient for you, you can do so. But for now, we will be signing off.
Yep. Have a good night, everyone, or a good evening, and see you next week. Bye!